Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Urban Retreat here. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be showing you kind of the new things that came along with the business update pack. To start out, we ended up getting 3 new cars unlocked. As you can see, it says part of the business update. The first one's the Jester. I actually like this one. It kind of reminds me a lot of the Turismo from GTA 4, and I just bought it on my offline account, and I drove around. I kind of liked it. And you can see it's got a 4.0 V6. It's got 420 horse, 180 top speed, and in 0 to 60 is 4.5 seconds. The second one, I'm not really too fond of like this kind of body style. Kind of reminds me of like a Pagani Zonda, like something along that realm. But it is the Turismo R, and you can see it has a 7.2 liter V12 with 799 horse. Top speed's 210 miles an hour, and the 0 to 60 is 2.8 seconds. So it seems like it's going to be pretty quick to catch up to people, but I don't really, like, I go for the looks of cars, not their stats so much. And the last one we have as cars go is the Alpha. I'm not really too fond of this one. It kind of just seems a little too plain for me. But it has the 4.3 liter V8. It's got 500 horse, 157 miles an hour top speed, and the 0 to 60 is 5.9 seconds. And before I go ahead and jump into the campaign to show you how all these cars work, we did get a new plane as well. You can see part of the business update is the Vestra. Now that looks like it's going to be a tiny plane. Low wing, very light aircraft for the business traveler. So I mean, it seems like it's going to be just something fun to use. Of course, I don't really use planes too often, so I'm not sure how often I'm going to end up driving this. Alright, and the first car that I'm going to go ahead and show you is the Grotti Turismo. Now, this is the car I kind of foresee everyone going out and buying online. It does cost $500,000. A lot of people, I have a feeling a lot of people are going to use this car. It seems pretty responsive, just from driving it over to from the garage to here. But I mean, like I said, this does remind me a lot of the Pagani Zonda now that I see it in person, like in a more close-up view and actually using it. Now the brakes, as far as a rating would go, I would say like each of these lines is like 20%, because there's like 5 lines, 5 bars. And I would say the brakes are about 40%. They seemed alright. Actually almost hit somebody on the way over here, and it slowed down quick enough. Didn't hit them. You can see the power. We have, I'd say the acceleration is like roughly 90 or 85%. I mean, that's not too bad. But this car, I don't really see this car needing too many upgrades. But I'll go ahead and show you guys a little test run out on the highway here in a second. We don't really have too much stuff we can do with the body. We can make it a painted roof from a carbon. And that would kind of look good in a respect sometimes, you know, depending on what color car you have it. We have some wings. That looks pretty decent. I think that one would be pretty nice. Honest, I don't lower cars, and you can't even really see this lowering, so I don't think that's going to be used to anybody. Transmissions, turbos, like normal stuff. Wheels are normal. So there's really nothing we can do with the body other than change the roof and add a spoiler to it. So let's go ahead and show you a performance test out on the highway. Alright, so here we are at the highway. I figured I'd go ahead and stop and just kind of show you the acceleration a little bit. Like it says, it is like a 2.9 or 2.5 second acceleration from 0 to 60. So I mean, you've seen it got up pretty good. It held the road pretty decent. I'm going to have this floored so we can kind of get a feel for how fast it really is. It says the top speed's 210 miles an hour, like I was saying in the intro of this video. And it seems to handle the road pretty well. And alright, so let's go ahead and see kind of how it drifts, because I like to drift a lot. I like to slide around corners. I think it just makes the game a little bit more interesting. So let's go ahead and find a good spot. We can go ahead and try that out. I think maybe up here on these curves. I'm not really a big fan of it. I mean, I am going fairly fast, so maybe it's not drifting as well because of that. You just see me wreck it right there. I don't have any headlights. The headlights do not work on this car. I didn't hit anything until that. But it just seems like it sticks a little bit too well for me. So I don't think it's going to be something I really use. Maybe in like races or something. Possibly. But as far as it goes, I mean, it just seems like a little too stiff for me. But you guys can obviously try it out in campaign and, you know, make up your own decision. Alright, and the second one we're going to look at is the Albany Alpha. I do have to say the rims kind of look cool, like as you're driving, because they kind of look like they're going backwards. This kind of reminds me a little bit of like an Aston Martin feel, just by looking at it. It kind of has that, maybe a Mercedes. But as far, we actually have some customization options on this one. So we have a bumper. It adds a little bit to it, nothing real spectacular. The hood. Actually, we have racing stripes. That's pretty cool for once. The triple vent. That's kind of different. What else do we have? Skirts. Kind of add a little bit to it. That's not a whole lot. It's all subtle changes. And what kind of spoilers do we have? We have low, mid, high, and the GT. I think the GT. I like the GT wing in general, but I don't think this car would really call for a wing. It would look too weird. Suspension I'm not really into, but let's go ahead and just show you kind of how low that goes. Okay, so you actually have a noticeable difference in how low this one gets. You know, I don't really see a point in lowering the car online anyway, because it's just different. The brakes, it looks like we're at maybe 35-ish, 35%, just based on that kind of rating scale I was showing you. The traction's a little bit like under 80, I would say. I'd say maybe 75 or so. And you can definitely tell that it slides a little bit compared to the other one. And obviously wheels would be the same as everything else. So we don't really have too many customization options with bumpers. I mean, that's kind of what I look for in a car. So let's go ahead and do it a little test run. Alright, so yeah, like I said, you can definitely feel this car being a little bit more loose. As you see me hit them over there, it definitely does not stick to the road as well as the other one does. I didn't think to actually look at the traction rating when I had that car in here, but that car definitely sticks to the road really well. This one seems a little bit more free-flowing, and that's something I'm really into. But I'm not really into the body of it. So I would say if you're looking for like a middle-class car that's a little bit different than the stuff you're going to see out on the street, I'd say this is a good option. But I definitely foresee this needing a lot of upgrades. It doesn't seem like it's moving very fast. Obviously, I'm still in the hills. Get on a straightaway real quick and see what this feels like. But it still seems like it's going to be really slow. I mean, especially if you have people that's going to come up and follow you with the Turismo. Like if they're going to chase you down, if they have a Turismo and you have this, you're definitely going to need some upgrades to help you out. Because I don't feel like I'm moving too fast right now. Like I said, the car seems kind of slow, but I think it's a decent change of pace from what we have. And let's go ahead and try. Yeah, see, it's definitely sliding a little bit more. Something I'm kind of into, but you know, in a respect, it can be bad if you're being chased. So let's go ahead and see how well it slides. Alright, so yeah, this definitely feels like it's moving a lot quicker now for some reason than it was before. But I still foresee it needing some upgrades to be a fairly quick car as far as chases would go. And the drifting, this one feels a lot more fluid. You can definitely feel, like, I kind of feel like the weight in the slide, like the weight of the car is kind of pushing it along. And the last one we have is going to be the Dinka Jester. And after having test drove the other two, and having a little bit of previous experience, a little bit before starting this video, I am going to have to say this one is my favorite. I do like the body style. It looks really nice. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like the 2010 Camaro kind of deal. like, you know, with the squinting, I don't know, it just kind of feels like the car's squinting on the front, back, you know, whatever. It kind of has that rounded body style like that. As far as this one goes, customization options, it does have a lot more. You can see we have a stock bumper here, and we have a couple different things we can add to it bumper wise, make it look really nice. The rear bumper is painted in carbon, so I mean that makes it sit a little bit lower, but that's not really a problem. We do have this one. This is important to me because I do a lot of off-roading. The roll cage, and I did notice we had different roll cage options. You have the regular roll cage with the chassis upgrades, so it just kind of like changes the seats in some cars and just adds a roll cage to it so you don't blow up. But this one I thought was really cool. We have racing options. You can see it adds a lot to it. It kind of bolts the fenders on a little bit, kind of gives it like the I don't know, kind of cuts open a little bit of a few things. Kind of gives, I mean, overall it just gives it a little bit better look. It's got the little hood pins, the tow hook in it. I can't think of the fender flare. That's what I was trying to think of. You can see like the little, basically where the body kit is put on, they add like little screws, or make it look like there's screws on it. Little gas cap there in the rear window. A little roof scoop. So I mean, I think that's really cool how they did that, how they changed it up a little bit. Doesn't really do much to the back other than add a tow hook to it. But I think this one is definitely the best as far as customization options go. Now the roof, we have rear louvers, however you want to pronounce it. I really don't care for these on this car, but you guys can see, you know, if you're interested, you know, you have a few things you can try out. We have some skirts, they add a little bit to it, not a whole lot. Spoilers, we have the carbon wing, a color-coded wing, which kind of looks like it would fit on this car. Kind of, you know, seems like it would be something that might go on that. The carbon wing type 2, that seems a little bit too big for me, and that's just nuts. The GT wing, freaking, that wing's bigger than the car is. But if you like big wings, you know, then that's something you can get into. Suspension, like I said, I don't really use it a whole lot, but some people like it. You really can't see it lower this car too much, so I don't foresee that really being too much of a option or possibility or necessity even. That's the word I was looking for. We do have the typical wheels. So I mean, we do have a few more customization options, which I think is important. It adds a lot of fun to owning the car itself. Now for our test drive. Like I said, I had a lot of fun with this one. This is like the middle car, and it seems like the perfect match for me. It's got fairly good speed, good traction. I didn't even look at the ratings to kind of give you a little bit of what that was, but you guys can go back in the video and look at it. So this car does seem pretty fast as far as like city goes. I think it's not too far. I think it's only like, what, 30 miles an hour less than the Turismo. But this car is pretty quick, and we're actually going to come up on the highway here. Let's go ahead and jump on that for. Oh wait, no, I think I passed it up. But I don't really see this thing taking too much damage. I hit somebody earlier. You can see it slides really well, which is a plus for me because I like to do a lot of sliding when people are chasing me. And like I said, the roll cage is a big plus, so that really fits into my play style. But it just seems like it sticks when it needs to, but it also has a little bit of play in it, and it's fairly quick. So I think overall, if you're asking for my opinion, this is the better car to go with, or the best car, because that little bit of speed difference isn't really too noticeable. I mean, if you're in a long straight stretch race, then yeah, the Turismo would be your better option here. But I think as far as like quick turns and corners and stuff, I think this one's going to be really well. It has a pretty decent acceleration to it. And that's going to be about it for the cars. And I'm going to jump back online and show you the weapons. Alright, so here we are at the ammunition. And we got 2 new weapons. You see, this one's the heavy pistol, and we got this one up here, the special carbine. Now, I did notice, and I am a little pissed off about it, that they took the Gusenberg sweeper out. Now, that came with the Valentine's Day pack, and it was really nice, and I paid freaking $14,000 for it. And actually, let me go ahead and get out of here and see if I still have it even. I don't even have it anymore. It used to be up here. I don't have it in my assault rifles. It's not in the SMG slot. And I don't think I got refunded for that weapon. So I'm a little bit pissed off about that. But we did get 2 new weapons with this pack. We have the heavy pistol. And it's a heavyweight. I mean, it kind of feels like a deagle. Like a Desert Eagle. If you guys don't already know that reference. But I did like the fact that this has an 18 round clip in it. And you can get the extended clip, and I think you get 30 rounds. You get 36. So that's really nice. The downside to this, I did use it before. I did try it out on my other account back before I noticed that there was a change. It does have a slower fire rate, so you get more ammo, but you're giving up your fire rate, which isn't really too much of a problem. But I think as far as like playing it or using it online, I don't think anybody's really going to use it if they want to give up that fire rate. Because actually, I don't think it's even really that accurate. You see this one's got about 40 or about 50% accuracy. The damage is 40, fire rate's 40, and the range is maybe 35-ish compared to like the combat pistol. The damage is really low. Regular pistol damage is low. AP is really low. So I mean, I guess the fire rate is right on par with the other ones, with at least the combat and the regular pistol. The SNS, I mean, it's a little bit better than the SNS too. So I guess the fire rate's right on par. It just seemed a little bit slower to me anyway. And then we have the special carbine, which is obviously an assault rifle. It combines accuracy, maneuverability, and low recoil. I foresee a lot of people using this. I can see everybody in the game really trying to get this out there and use it. But obviously I'm picking it up to show you guys. It's got 30 bullets in the clip. And with an extended clip, we get 60, which is actually pretty convenient. I'm not sure about the other ones. I don't think I've grabbed them yet. And I'm not going to get any attachments so you guys can kind of just see how it works, kind of how it feels.
I'll bet you'll be ready to use that the second you get out.
And I'm going to go ahead and jump into a mission and kind of show you something else that I did notice as well. Alright, so here we are. I had to call Gerald for a previous mission that I've done. And I know this is kind of going to throw off my XP a little bit, but people will notice. Now what I did notice is the difficulty now on normal has a 1.25 multiplier for RP and cash. And if you go over to hard, you have a 1.5 multiplier for RP and cash, which I think is really cool. They don't reward it for playing on easy, and I don't anyway. I'm usually just out to make money and level up. Alright, so here we are at the deal. I'm not going to do this like I do a normal episode because I'm only here just to show you kind of how the weapons function. And I'm only going to do this with the heavy pistol and the special carbine.
You're not welcome here. Go
So let's go ahead and use the pistol a little bit first. I do like how it feels like it's really beating the shit out of these guys. Let's shoot you underneath. But I mean, yeah, you can definitely you feel the power behind this when you shoot it. Oh wow. Alright, so let's try and get back in there now. And let's go ahead and try the special carbine out this time. Like I said, I am on hard, so it is a little bit more difficult. Let me try. I don't know if I can get back over there. Yeah, I ain't gonna try and run that way. Like I did one of my other episodes, I'm just gonna jump up here and use this as a little bit of an overlook, because this did work out a little bit. But yeah, you can, like I said, you can definitely feel the increased power behind these weapons. Because it's only a few bullets, and you can feel them go down.
I'm out of here. Get the cover.
And like I said, I didn't add, like I showed you guys, I didn't add anything to it. That way you guys can kind of get a feel for the default weapon. Obviously it will be better if you add things like the grip and the suppressor and stuff like that. I like how this one too isn't like the sweeper. Like I said, I am pissed off about not having the sweeper available. But the plus side is that this one actually can shoot over the walls and doesn't have to be down like at their hip. But like I said, it's only a few bullets. These guys go down really fast. It doesn't feel like the I can even show you, like the regular assault rifle. You just compare stats and it's so much better in every way. And even with the grip, this thing still has more accuracy. The range is a little bit decreased, but I don't have any attachments for it. So that's going to be it for the weapons and the little review on this. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later. I'm out. Let me know what you think too. Oh, and two, while I'm thinking about it, real quick, I know I just ended the episode, but I'm going to bring it back in. I think a lot of the reason I like the, what's the last one I did? The Jester, is because it handles a lot like the Coquette. And I was a big fan of the Coquette when I first tried that out.
Nice. Now keep your mouth shut about me, you hear?